What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mikey Yourself. And guys, summer is here, man. And we're getting some pretty good temps here in SoCal. 90s is going to be a regular event. You get about that 40-50% humidity. And I know it's hotter in other places. I lived in Arizona. I've been to the Middle East. I've traveled through a lot of the states in the country. So I definitely know what happens when you mix high heat and high humidity. I definitely get it. So not saying it's not hot anywhere else, but it sucks to be here sometimes during that summer. So one of the things that helps alleviate the suck is being able to go for a ride. But it doesn't help when your bike is just radiating that heat from the motor and it's coming right up into you. So how do you combat that? Let's talk about it. All right, so what have we done in the past to help cool the engine down? For me specifically, what I've tried doing is adding in the air deflectors. I've tried taking one off that's theoretically supposed to allow the air to get caught up on one side and kind of circulate it and exit the other side for the rear cylinder. I've tried running different oils in it. So specifically in the transmission, or actually the motor oil and transmission, trying to separate those out, I learned the difference between engine temp and oil temp, because I was chasing that around for a little bit. And I think I landed in a place where I got the right combination, and I have to go back and look at my own video because I don't remember which specific gear oil I ended up landing on for the transmission, but that helped out pretty decently. But ultimately the engine temp was still remaining pretty high. And until today, I can tell you that just recently I went on a ride and I was taking a look at it because I wanted to get an idea of what it was sitting at for this video, and it was peaking at about 341 degrees Fahrenheit, and that was on probably between an 85 and a 90 degree day here in SoCal, and riding for about 2 hours. So it's still getting pretty hot, and that heat, like I said, it radiates up. So what we're going to try in this one, I want to say a huge thanks to Junior Bass Catcher 198. He recommended this, said he saw some good benefits from using this product on his bike. So I figured, what the hell, right? Let's give it a shot. Let's see what we see. I'm going to do the numbers and see how much we drop down. And what we're going to use is DK Custom products. They're 1.5 inch tank lift kit. Now, when you go on their website, if you're looking at this kit, there's also an option for the deluxe, and what that's talking about is there is I guess some spacers or something that you put on the back side of the tank so you can lift the front and the back up. What you want to make sure you do before you order your kit, so this is super important, and it isn't a one size fits all. In fact, the guys at DK Custom talk about this in one of their videos where they mentioned that every Harley has a little bit of variation, some slop to it, and that's why a lot of the bolt pulls are elongated, because they have to be adjusted, right? So technically they're saying like no two Harleys alike, but I'm like, have you ever seen a black touring bike before? Well, anyhow, what they recommend you do is loosen your bolts or take your bolts out and prop your tank up to the different heights to determine what's going to be the right height for you. So I use little 1.5 half-inch wooden blocks and ended up stacking them until I got to about 1.5 inches. I went up to 2 inches, and I could have done that, but and moved my steering side to side just to make sure it wasn't going to hit. It was clear, but I didn't really quite care for how the look was. It was a little bit higher than I really cared for, so I went down 1/2 inch, and I feel like that looks perfect in my opinion. That's, everybody's got one, right? Anyhow, so here's their kit. That kit fits a wide variety of years, to include the bikes with the split tanks. So they send you the hose or a longer hose in there, so that way you can replace your stock hose and then your hardware and all that kind of good stuff. And what's pretty cool is in the box, in the package, they send you a free chapstick, which it's kind of nice to have in dry areas, because you get cracked lips, man, that hurts, right? Anyhow, the other cool thing is they stamp their stuff to tell you who this was packaged by. So mine was packaged by Daryl. Let's open it up. this should be a pretty cool, quick and easy installation. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go for a ride and see if that takes my temp down. So remember, our baseline is a peak of 341 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so let's check out what's in the kit. And if you guys watch or follow the DK Custom guys, you know, like, fighting the heat is one of their pet peeves too. I mean, they definitely have a lot of videos covering that stuff. Things you can do, you know, for free, things you can do on the cheap. And this is one of a pretty low cost item. I think this is like 60 bucks or something like that. So not a bad deal. So you get your lift brackets here, and they have some set screws. So I'm not quite sure how those work. I'll have to figure that out. But what's going to make it easy is instructions. So as I mentioned, you got your hose. We don't need that because we don't have the older tank. Our tank's a little bit newer and doesn't get fed by a hose on the base. All right, so bad news, guys, no pictures, but we have instructions, so that's cool. We've got a couple other bolts here. We don't need the clamps, but always good to hang on to those, as well as the hose, some washers, and 2 bolts. And I'm sure we're going to be using some of that strategically, of course. So let's look at the well, let's get the other tank bolts out, and then we're going to loosen the back ones, so that way we can at least have that slop in the backside to be able to lift up the front of the tank, and we'll get this stuff put together. Okay guys, so like I said, it's not really a whole bunch of excitement on how to install this kit. You've got to take off your seat, you got to loosen up your 2 back bolts here, and then remove the 2 front bolts, right? And so what's going to happen is we're going to tilt this thing up, which means your tank ears is what they're calling them. You know, they're going to be up, and what you're going to do is you're going to take this part of the bracket where you don't have access to. That's going to go through your ear. You're going to take your washer, place that along with a nut. That's going to tighten there, and then take this screw here and pass it right on through into the frame of your bike, and that's what's going to give you the 1.5 inch lift. So it's a super tight spot, so I apologize, I'm not going to be able to really get a good shot of it because it's really tight in there. So let's take a good shot of how high the tank is above the engine or the rocker covers, and then a before and after. All right, so here's a little before and after action. So using a flashlight here so you can kind of see. I mean, it's the tank sits lower than the rocker cover, because like as soon as I try to slide my hand up there, it wants to start shooting my fingers up. That's because you're going over that, and that's with the holes lined up. I don't know if you could see that. So we're gonna go ahead and let's put the kit in place, and then I'll show you kind of what it looks like when it's on, and we'll re-review this rocker deal. The brackets are on, so we can get in there so you can see. Got my bit still on there, and it's because everything is pretty much just hand tight. So up here is the part of the bracket you can't see through. That's the threaded side. It's going on the inside. On the back side is that washer and the nut, and then the bolt that goes into the frame, right? So it goes through that bracket into the frame. On the back side, the reason they have you loosen these guys, and like I said, they're elongated, is you're gonna have to adjust it, right? So, and let me show you. So I have a scissor jack under the front, so that way I can swing my handlebars, because I want to check for clearance. Now I'm going to scoot this thing all the way forward, and if it was all the way forward, my bars are going to hit the tank, right? So you don't want that. If you let it scoot all the way back, which is fine, now you got great clearance, right? You're not worried about anything hitting. So I do recommend you getting your bike up on a scissor jack to lift up that front, so that way you can swing it back and forth just to make sure you got good clearance. So now that it's kind of all resting where I need it to, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten stuff down, and then it becomes a matter of putting miles on it. But let me get it tightened down and we'll take a look at that clearance. So here it is with the kit installed. One thing I was wondering was if changing the angle of this was going to mess with like how hard it is to put your seat on, and it didn't seem any different. So that's a plus, right? Like I said, it's in there. You can kind of see the nice shiny bolt there. Of course, the old covers, the little rubber deals that come stock, they won't fit over that because the bracket's going to be in the way, so you're going to lose those. But yeah, so that's on. Took me all about maybe 10 minutes to put on. I did put a towel under the tank just to hold it up because it's full of gas and heavy, and that helped make it a little bit easier to put the brackets on while I was on the bike. But I wanted to show you the difference. I mean, I can now fit my hand in there no problem. So if you wanted to make these things look pretty, you know, you could easily get in there now with the rag and get those water spots off or whatever to make your chrome look a little bit better. So that is cool. So the concept or the idea here is with this lifted, that's going to allow for the air to travel right through and right onto the engine, right? And, you know, as it hits underneath the tank, comes here. Now, I don't know if the Deluxe raising the back has a huge impact on the backside. I don't know. We're going to see. We'll see how this front does and go from there. So baseline 341. We'll see how it performs. All right, guys. So we got some miles down with the tank lift on, and I got to be honest, it didn't improve anything. It actually got a little bit worse. So I initially baselined at 341 degrees Fahrenheit for the engine temperature. When I did the run after installing the lift kit, it actually gave me a 353 degree engine temp. The days were very similar. I actually traveled the same area. And actually, to be honest, on the trip to prove the tank out, I was closer to the coast. So in theory, the temperature would have been a little bit lower. That didn't help. So I'm not quite sure. Now, the one thing or a bit of advice that I've been given is to remove my mid-frame air deflectors. So I'm going to give that a shot. I just kind of thinking through it, like it didn't seem like it was a problem before, but now that we've changed the pitch of the tank, my thinking is perhaps with the air deflectors in place, they're kind of acting like a cup, right? And trapping that air right behind the rear cylinder. So that potentially could be playing into this. Only one way to find out, and that's to remove them, test them. So I'm going to continue to try to figure out what's the best solution, what really delivers on what I need, and I'll continue to bring that information to you. So I would say expect an update in the next like 30 days or so when I get a chance to really put some work on this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it brought you some value. If it did, hit the thumbs up. I would love to have you as a member of our community, just like this modification we did here on this video. That was a suggestion from one of you all. So I love to hear your recommendations, ask questions. If I can provide the answer, great. If I can't, hopefully another member of our community can. And it's just all about helping each other. So I really appreciate each and every one of you as a subscriber. And until my next video does post, I hope to see you in the wing.